Good morning, everyone. My name is Eugene Nicandri. I'm the chairman of the Economic Development Power Allocation Board. I'd like to welcome the other who are present for the meeting. Dennis Trainer, trustee at the Power Authority, and Andrew Silvers joined us by video conference. I'd like to welcome them both to the meeting. I'd also like to welcome the staff members who are present in the White Plains office. This meeting is scheduled pursuant to the New York State Open Meetings Law, and I would call the meeting to order under EDPAP Bylaws, Article 3, Section 2. First item on the agenda for today is the adoption of the proposed agenda for December 10th. That's been circulated to the members of the board, and if there are no amendments, I would ask for a motion to approve the agenda. Been moved, seconded.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item is the approval of the minutes of the meeting of September 26th, the last meeting of the board. Any motions to amend the minutes that have been circulated to the members? If not, I'd ask for a motion.
So moved.
It's been moved and seconded. I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And said aye. Opposed? None. Motion carries. The board members were provided with a list of interested parties here for the purpose of this meeting. For any conflicts, and I'm not aware of any conflicts being noted, so that has been taken care of. Next item is the proposed meeting schedule for 2019 that also has been circulated to the members. And if no one has any amendments or any questions about it, I would ask for a motion to adopt the proposed meeting schedule.
So moved.
Been moved,
Second.
seconded. All in favor, say aye. Opposed?
Aye. Aye.
None. Motion carries. Now, the meat of the meeting is the Recharge New York program and new allocations. And for that, I turn the floor over to the Vice President of Economic Development, Keith Hayes, who's present with us here in White Plains.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Silver, Trustee Trainer. Good morning to you all and all in attendance. It is requested to recommend that the trustees award 39 allocations of Recharge New York large business retention, large business expansion, and small business and not-for-profit based power to 28 applicants. 61 applications were evaluated for this period, all of which were submitted through the state's consolidated funding application system. The applications included both retention and expansion-based power allocation requests, in addition to the requests from small businesses and not-for-profit organizations. As in the past, applications were evaluated on a competitive basis in consideration of the 12 criteria in the Recharge New York legislation. I won't read through the 12 criteria, but some key ones include job commitments, capital investment, and an applicant's risk of closure or leaving the state if they are not awarded a Recharge New York power allocation. Each application was evaluated and scored, with regional economic development councils providing input by scoring each applicant in their region relative to 2 of that 12 legislative criteria. The council scores comprise 20% of an applicant's total score. Prior to today's recommendations, please note that 69.6 megawatts are available to allocate out of 610 megawatts that are set aside for large business retention purposes. 7.1 megawatts are available to allocate out of the 200 megawatts that are set aside for large business expansion purposes. And 6.6 megawatts are available to allocate out of the 100 megawatts that are set aside for small business and not-for-profit purposes. Today's recommendations consist of 39 allocations totaling over 14 megawatts of Recharge New York power. This includes the following: 7 large business retention allocations totaling 5.8 megawatts and supporting over 880 jobs. 7 large business expansion allocations totaling 4.8 megawatts and supporting the creation of over 190 new jobs. And 25 small business and not-for-profit based allocations totaling 3.5 megawatts and supporting over 5,400 jobs. If today's 39 recommended allocations are approved, 63.8 megawatts will remain available to allocate for large business retention purposes. 82.3 megawatts will remain available to allocate for large business expansion purposes, and 3.1 megawatts will remain available to allocate for small business and not-for-profit purposes. The awarded applicants will be offered Recharge New York contracts for a term of up to 7 years. The contract has provisions for the partial or complete withdrawal of an allocation if the recipient fails to maintain mutually agreed upon commitments relating to, among other things, employment, power utilization, and capital investment. In summary, the board is being asked today to recommend that the trustees approve 39 Recharge New York large business retention, large business expansion, and small business and not-for-profit based power allocations. This item is submitted for your approval. I'd be happy to take any of your questions.
Anybody have any questions of Keith?
No.
No. These are all new
These are all new.
and spread around the state.
Yes. I don't know if we have the
No,
stats with
I've
us.
looked at,
Okay.
I'm just, more of a statement than a question. If not, if no one has any questions, I'd ask for a motion to approve the recommendation for these new allocations.
So moved.
It's been moved,
Second.
seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed. Motion carries.
Okay.
Keith,
The next item. So the next item is Recharge New York Power Allocation Extension. So these are the original applicants who received power in 2012 and are now in the extension period, which is year 5 of that contract. So today the board has requested to recommend that the trustees approve contract extensions for 62 allocations of Recharge New York Power to existing customers. All applications were submitted through the state's consolidated funding application system. An extension component was added to the Recharge New York application to allow existing customers apply through the CFA for these contract renewals. As with the new applicants, the extension applications were evaluated on a competitive basis in consideration of the 12 criteria in Recharge New York legislation. Each application was evaluated and scored with the Regional Economic Development Councils providing input, again by scoring each applicant in their region relative to 2 of the 12 criteria. And again, the council scores comprise 20% of the total score. Today's extension recommendations consist of 62 allocations totaling 93.9 megawatts of Recharge New York power. Collectively, these extension recommendations will support 97,496 jobs and over $4 billion in capital investment commitments. The awarded applicants will be offered Recharge New York contract extensions for a term of up to 7 years. The contract has provisions, again, for the partial or complete withdrawal of an allocation if the recipient fails to maintain mutually agreed upon commitments, again, relating to, among other things, employment, power utilization, and capital investment. In summary, the board is being asked today to recommend that the trustees approve contract extensions for 62 allocations of Recharge New York power to existing customers. This item is submitted for your approval. Again, I'd be happy to answer any of your questions.
my understanding correct that these are, for the most part, 7-year agreements, and then in year 5, they can start the application for renewal, and these are all in year 5 or later.
Or later.
mode.
That's correct.
Any other questions?
No.
Now I'd ask for a motion to approve the recommendation made by Keith to the Power Allocation Board.
So moved.
Been moved, seconded,
Second.
been seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carries.
Okay. The next request is an extension of the Economic Development Plan for Pratt. The board has requested to approve an extension of the Economic Development Plan from June 1st, 2018 to May 31st, 2019. As provided for in the Public Authorities Law, Section 1005, and Economic Development Law, Section 188, the plan covers the use of net revenues produced by the sale of expansion power for industrial incentive awards, also known as IIA, for economic development purposes consistent with criteria established in Economic Development Law Sections 184 and 185. At your December 12, 2016 meeting, the board approved an extension to the Economic Development Plan submitted by the authority's trustees that allows for the use of expansion power net revenues to provide industrial incentive awards through May 31st, 2018. At the authority's October 2nd, 2018 trustee meeting, after careful consideration of the business case, the trustees approved a one-year extension to May 31st, 2019 of the industrial incentive award to Pratt Paper, Inc. in the amount of up to $1 million. The industrial incentive award extension is subject to certain terms and conditions, including Pratt's commitment to retain 260 jobs at its Staten Island paper mill. At its October meeting, the trustees also approved an extension of the Economic Development Plan to May 31st, 2019 to support the extension of Pratt's award beyond May of 2018. Lastly, the trustees also authorized submission of the plan to EDPAB to request its approval of the extension of the plan through May 31st, 2019. This item is submitted for your approval. I'd be happy to take any of your questions.
Anybody have any questions, Keith?
No.
Not, would ask for a motion to approve this recommendation.
So moved.
Been moved, seconded?
Second.
Seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, and the last item is the transfer of Recharge New York Power and Recharge New York Hydropower allocations. This item requests the board to approve the transfers of Recharge New York Power allocations for 3 customers, each of whom are experiencing business change necessitating such transfers. Specifically, the transfer of a pending 1,800 kilowatt Recharge New York Power allocation from Fresh Direct LLC to a related company, Fresh Property Bronx LLC, for use at facilities located at 2 St. Anne's Avenue, Bronx, New York, in order to address internal corporate organizational changes. Second, transfer of a 1,000 kilowatt RNY hydropower allocation awarded to Red Rochester LLC for use at a facility located at 210 West Ridge Road, Rochester, New York, to a facility located at 1200 Ridgeway Avenue, Rochester, New York. And the third is a transfer of 416 kilowatts of Recharge New York Power from Ward Lumber Company, Inc. to Ward Pine Mill, Inc. to address corporate organizational changes. The transfers, which are conditioned upon subsequent approval by the authority, will result in no material reduction in the base employment levels and capital investment commitments associated with the allocations, and each will be addressed in contract documents containing such terms and conditions determined by the authority to be appropriate and to effectuate each transfer. Again, this item is submitted for your approval. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Anybody have any questions of Keith on this item?
No questions.
Not,
No questions.
ask for a motion to approve this recommendation.
So moved.
It's been moved, seconded.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Motion carries. That takes care of our business.
It does.
The next scheduled meeting, pursuant to our newly adopted meeting schedule, is Wednesday, January 23rd at 10 a.m. By video conference. The Corporate Secretary's office will contact the board members about availability prior to that date. Unless there's any additional business, I'd ask for a motion to adjourn the meeting.
If I may take a moment, a happy and healthy holidays to you, Mr. Silver, to you, Trustee Trainer, and to you as well, Judge
Thank
Andrew.
you.
Thank you.
Keith. The same to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And to everybody here, actually. Thank you. So, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Then everybody's going to have a happy holiday.
That's it. It's guaranteed now.
Motion's adjourned.